Hi friends, welcome to Kiddos. It's me Aryan here. Today I'll be telling you a story. The story's name is The Celestial Necklace. Once there was a king named Shrenika. He pleased the Deva with his devotion. The Deva in turn appeared before him and said, "O king, I shall gift you with a celestial necklace. This celestial necklace is made out of the most precious gems anyone can produce. But there's one flaw. The person who repairs this necklace shall die." King Shrenika said, "Okay, fine, Deva. I shall take care of the necklace very dearly." So he accepted it and went to his palace. When he reached his palace, he gifted the necklace to his queen, Chelena. Queen Chelena said, "Oh king, what is this necklace? It's so beautiful." The king said, "Queen, this is a gift from a Deva. He said that it's made of the most precious gems anyone can imagine. Would you like to have it?" The queen said, Yes, I want it." The king said, "Okay, fine. But I'm warning you. Please do not break this necklace. Otherwise, I have to sacrifice a villager's life for this." Queen agreed in her joy and she took it. One day, a terrible thing happened. The necklace broke. The queen said, "My king, please repair the necklace, otherwise I shall give up my life." The king was in a fix now. He said, "Should I compare between my queen and a common villager's life?" And then he compared and thought, "My queen is more precious." So he did the unthinkable. He told his minister that, "Minister, tell the town criers to announce that the person who repairs the necklace shall receive 1 lakh gold coins." The minister, whose name was Abhay Kumar, said, "My king, isn't it wise to let them know what is in for them?" The king said, "Yes, that's a good suggestion." So he said, "Let them know that the person who repairs it shall die." When the people heard this first part of the announcement, they were surprised. They said, 1 lakh for just repairing a necklace? I'm going to repair it." And then, when they were about to set out, the town criers said the second part. They were all terrified. They said, No, my life is more precious than any wealth." So they all turned back. In the same village, there lived an old and poor goldsmith. He said, "My duties as a householder is finished. I wish to leave the world. At least my dear sons can claim the benefit of my work." So he went to the king and accepted the task. The king was surprised. He said, "My friend, you are really a noble man." And he handed over a casket of precious jewels. And he said, "Please, my friend, can you fix it for us?" The goldsmith said yes. And he took the casket to his home. When his sons came to know about this, they said, "No, father, please don't sacrifice yourself. We need you." But the goldsmith said, "No, my son, I have made up my mind." And he went inside a room and started his work. So when he started his work, he got to know something. He had a problem. The holes were so tiny that the string could not go through them. He said, "Only an ant can go through these holes." "Yeah, an ant. That gives me an idea." He took one end of the string and dipped it in honey and kept it on the table. And then he arranged all the gems in a straight order. Then he waited. After some time, a small ant came by, and then it came to eat the honey and its feet got stuck. It went straight through the gems and came out through the other. The goldsmith said, "Yes, my plan worked." And then he took the two ends and knotted it together. He gazed at his handicraft for a second and then died. When the sons came to know, they said, "Oh, our poor father, he sacrificed his life for us. At least we should claim the reward now." So they went to the king with the celestial necklace to claim the reward. The king, whose name was Shrenika, said, "Hey, how do I know that you're his sons? Maybe you could have stolen the celestial necklace from him and gone away." The sons were horrified. They said, "But king," the king interrupted them and said, "Better go before I put you in the dungeons." The sons left the court very sad. As they were walking, one of them said, "One is powerless against the king." Then, after many years, they were strolling through the forest when they were talking about the incident that had happened with King Shrenika. When they were talking about the incident, a monkey was sitting on a tree and overhearing the talks. When he heard about King Shrenika, all his memories of his past life came to his mind with blinding suddenness. He said, "Ah, my dear sons, they did not get the reward which I paid for so dearly." Then when his sons returned to his old home, the monkey came and said, "My dear sons, I am your father reborn as a monkey. I shall help you claim the reward which you have not got." He said, "Anyway, let me go to the palace and see." When he reached the palace tank, he saw Queen Chelena bathing. She had left all her jewels with her maid, who was standing guard. Then suddenly an idea came. He said, "Why don't I snatch the necklace from here?" So the next moment, he swiftly grabbed the necklace without the maid noticing and went to the nearest tree. And he said, "I shall give this necklace to my son. The king has no claim over it until he pays the reward." So he went to his old house and he told his sons, I stole the celestial necklace from the Queen Chelena. You can have it. Please bury it somewhere in your house." So the sons agreed. They took the necklace and made a hole under the charpoy and buried the necklace. Then Queen Chelena got to know about this theft, but she didn't know who had done it. So she went to King Shrenika and said, "My king, please find who has done this theft and arrest him." The king said, "Yes, my queen." And he turned to his minister, Abhay Kumar, and said, "Minister, tell the town criers to announce that if the person surrenders, he shall be granted a full pardon. But if he doesn't surrender, then he shall go through a death sentence." When people heard this, they were terrified. They said, "Oh, such bad fortune for the person who stole it." Meanwhile, the monkey had heard this and he said, No, I won't give up my claim so soon, like with just some small announcement." But then he thought, "Hey, what if my sons are terrified?" He rushed back to his old house to find them digging under the charpoy. And when he asked them, "My sons, don't do that. I shall take the necklace and I shall think of a way." So the sons handed over the necklace to the monkey, and the monkey went into the forest. He thought, what shall I do? And then as he was thinking, he came in front of Suhasti Acharya, a very renowned sage's ashram. He saw the sage meditating. Then he said, what could be a better place than the Acharya's neck? Then he took the necklace and hung it over the Acharya's neck, and then satisfied with his work, he went away. Meanwhile, Abhay Kumar had come to do austerities in Suhasti Acharya's monastery. So when he came, he saw one of Suhasti Acharya's disciples running to him and saying, "Fear exists." The minister was dumbfounded. He said, he thought, why is he telling instead of his all is well phrase, fear exists? When he questioned the monk, the disciple said, "I have experienced the same fear when I was a householder." And he narrated the time when he had experienced fear. Then that was the first quarter. Then in the second quarter, the next disciple came and said, "Great fear." Again, the minister questioned him, and then he started telling the story of his experience of fear when he was a householder. The second quarter ended of the night. Then the third quarter came. Then the third disciple came and said, extreme fear. And then again the minister questioned him to tell his story and why he had told that. Then the third disciple started narrating his story when he had experienced fear. Then the fourth disciple came, fear, extreme fear. And then again the minister questioned him and he also told his story. By the time the fourth disciple had finished his story, it was dawn. The minister went back home and when he came out of the monastery, he saw on Suhasti Acharya's neck the celestial necklace. He said, now I understand why his disciples were saying fear exists, extreme fear, and fear, extreme fear. A sight of wealth for a monk is very scary because it causes the world's evils. So then quietly, without disturbing this monk, he took the necklace and went back to the palace. And he narrated what all had happened to the king. The king said, but why? Who would put the necklace on Suhasti Acharya's neck? Obviously, the sage couldn't have stolen it. Then the minister said, what I thought is right. There's some motive behind this. Then the king saw an idea, a thought struck the king. He said, does it have to do with any of those poor boys and the goldsmith? Why didn't he come for the rest of the reward? Then the minister said, when he had finished repairing the necklace, he might have died. Then the king said, now I remember. Yes, he might have died. That's why he didn't come to claim the rest of the reward. Then both of them were silent for some time. And the king started thinking, a king should be a father to his subjects. But I held those poor boys what was their due. And then he said to his minister that, call the boys to come and claim the reward. I need to make amends. So the boys came. When the boys got to know about the announcement, they said, I knew the king was bound to come to his senses at some time. Then the boys had to pass through the forest to go to the king, the palace. And the monkey, the goldsmith's reborn monkey, saw them and he said, why are my sons looking so happy? Has something great happened? He followed them to find them meeting the king, and the king handed over the reward to the 4 sons, and the goldsmith was happy and contented. So this story is a fictional story. Still, it holds a moral of acknowledging your mistakes and correcting them. King Shrenika was a very noble king. So I hope you are all contented with the story. I'll keep on posting new videos till my new post. Bye bye.